What's up guys, I'm Jedidiah Rodriguez. I work for Rockstar Energy, Husqvarna Factory Racing, and I'm the mechanic for the 352 Jalek Swoll. So starting at the front of the bike, for grips we run the Pro Taper half waffle gray grip. It's on the softer side. Pro Taper grip donuts, just a rider preference. Wire tire grips helps keep your grip on. For the throttle, we run an aluminum throttle tube with factory housing. Throttle cable is stock. For handlebars, we run the Pro Taper Team FCR in a very neutral position and just run it how it comes out of the package. Jalek really likes to run his levers at a very neutral, pretty easy to set them because it's right in the middle of the road. Unless it's way out of whack, he doesn't usually mess with it too much. For our clutch master cylinder, we run factory version. It's got a bigger reservoir. For the front brake master, it's just a stock OEM. For extra protection, we run a carbon cover on both the master cylinders up front. We use stock levers. Jalek uses a factory triple clamp with a 22mm offset with 35mm tall factory bar mounts. Yeah, we have several options for bar mounts, and it's just personal preference on this height. Yeah, he's been with the team for a number of years now. Stayed pretty consistent over the years with his setup, and not a whole lot has changed. So it's been pretty comfortable with the bikes and been a pretty easy transition to the pros. For suspension, we run the 52mm WP exact forks. They are conventional forks, so they got springs in them. To help Jalek with his starts, we run the Kite hole shot button. We also have an integrated hole shot button ring in the fork. That's kind of nice. Run 150mm, which is fairly deep. We run a factory lug with the oversized front axle. So for the front wheel, we run the Talon ultralight front hub in silver. Believe it or not, we run stock spokes with the A60 XL rim and run some spec Dunlop tires. So far, he's stuck with one front tire. I haven't done a whole lot of testing with him. To help Jalek stop, we run the stock front rotor. It's a 260. We have a factory disc guard. We also run factory coated Brembo caliper and a stock hanger, anodized blue, and a stock front brake line. We run a factory gas tank with a factory built aluminum gas cap. Out of the factory tank, we run a Power Parts 90-degree angle. This helps with routing and protects the fuel line a little bit more. To help cool the bike, we use stock radiators. We also run the stock radiator hoses with a little extra insulation to help with heat. The engine, it's built by factory services. There's a few options spec'd for the way Jalek likes it. On this bike, we run a factory wiring harness, helps move the FI light to a better position. On the motor, we run the ignition cover and the clutch inner cover with acodizing. Just helps with wear. To complement the factory clutch master cylinder, we run a Recluse slave cylinder for the clutch. Helps with better feel. We run a factory carbon protector for the ignition wires. It's a little added protection. Jalek prefers the stock engine hangers. We help protect the bottom of the motor with a factory carbon fiber skid plate. Helps protect both sides of the motor, a little extra something. We run a stock shifter, polish it up, make it look good. He runs it pretty neutral. For foot pegs, we run a Raptor, and I run the stock foot peg pin. So to help with a little bit of extra grip, run the stock frame guards with some added grip tape, with also some grip tape on the subframe. To help with airflow, we run the stock side cover with the slits cut in it. We also use a twin air filter, a supercross specific air filter. For a race like Daytona, we'll run an outdoor style filter. For suspension in the rear, we run the factory WP Exact Pro Shock. Has lots of adjustment to help fine tune for different track situations. We run the stock knuckle with a factory pull rod. We have a couple different options as far as pull rods go, depending on the given situation. On the shock, we also run a tie spring. The chain guides up front are stock, and then we run a carbon fiber chain guide in the rear. It just helps keep the chain better aligned on the sprocket. For supercross, we run a 1350. Outdoors, we'll run a 1453. Helps keep the chain length the same. For the sprockets, we run Pro Taper. I also use stock sprocket bolts in the rear. For the rear axle, it's a titanium axle with factory axle blocks with a stock nut in a fairly neutral position. For the rear wheel, we use a silver Talon hub, again stock spokes, and the A60 XL rim with Dunlop spec tires. Yeah, we just keep with the 110 tire. For the rear brake, we use a factory caliper with a factory hanger. It's been anodized blue. I'm the only person on the team that runs a titanium piston. To complement the rear factory caliper, we run a factory rear master cylinder. It has the side glass removed. We run a rear brake pedal. It's actually off of a previous model. It's 10 mil shorter than the current brake pedal. For exhaust, FMF has built us a custom head pipe and muffler to complement our engine. For a seat, Jalek really likes his seats to be soft and broken, and this seat's actually got quite a bit of time on it. Replace the covers. It's a pretty neutral grip fabric with some ribs on it, just help add a little bit extra traction. We use the recluse clutch and clutch cover, helps add a little extra volume. We also run a stiffer spring to help with engagement. To complete the overall look of our bike, Factor Effects provides us with graphics.
That's so good.